I just realized that my event list is a little broken. I should probably fix that. Oh boy, that's a thing. Ah, there we go. That's better. Alright, there we go. We're up. We're up and running. At least, I hope so. Let's see. Oh! Something is horribly wrong with my activity feed here. I need to fix this up real quick. That surely does not work properly. Hang on. I should be able to show you guys this. So this is where typically all of my my stream alerts are being shown, but it doesn't look like that's working. Yeah, I should look into that sometime soon, because that is not how that is supposed to go. I should probably just go to Stream Elements then and check out my stream stuff in there. I apologize for this. I should have prepared this a little better. I do not properly prepare my streams at all. I should probably fix that sometime soon. My activity feed. It must have something to do with the fact that I recently updated my streaming program OBS, because I have not had that happen before. Okay. See, this is what I'm supposed to see in OBS, but apparently OBS does not want to cooperate today, so that's just not going to work. I'm going to put it up here. I want to see if my stream alerts at the very least still work. Let's see. Yeah. That's working fine. You can now see Spaceboy's CT Studios twice in my subscription feed, but hey. At the very least, I know that this is going to work to some extent. I should probably just get a third monitor for that, honestly. But I haven't been able to upgrade my stuff yet to that. But hey, it doesn't matter. What matters today is what we're about to do, and that is that we're going to check out Endeavor OS today. This is not something that I've used yet, and there's a reason for that. And the reason why I have not checked it out yet is because Endeavor OS, from what I understand, is based on Arch Linux. Now, I already have a very sour opinion when it comes to distributions based on Arch, because a lot of distributions based on Arch are quite literally the exact same thing as just regular Arch. So I typically just recommend, if you want to use Arch Linux, just use Arch Linux. And if you want to install Arch Linux the easy way, you can use either Anarchy installer, or you can use the Arch Linux GUI installer, which are both really good. I have not used the Anarchy installer, so I'm not entirely sure how good that one is. But I have used something else. Let me show you guys what I've used in the past. It was essentially this beautiful thing right here, called Arch Linux GUI. And this is what I used to install my Arch desktop back in the day. It just uses the Calamares installer. So you don't really have to worry about having to put in a bunch of shit in the command line just to install the system. This is just a regular desktop environment. You get a proper live CD mode with the desktop environment installed on it, and you can do it along. They have one custom-made one where they just have a bunch of customizations thrown into their desktop environment, but they also got the Pure Edition, which is basically just the vanilla desktop environment with very little to nothing done to it. Most of what these are going to install are just some applications that you might need or might want. But that's really it. But, yeah, I keep hearing some very good things about Endeavor, so I'm just gonna check it out today and see how it's going to work. I'm just gonna give it 40 gigs. I always give all of my VMs 40 gigs of RAM. I think that's fine. And let's give it like 2 gigabytes of RAM. No, let's give it 4. Let's give it 4 just to be safe. Because you never know. I have not used this yet, and I have no idea what the hell this song is, so let's skip it. Let's just frickin' skip that song. That song was probably just trash anyway. This all looks pretty standard for an Arch live CD, or even for a Debian live CD, to be honest. Yeah, this is all very much Arch-esque. I don't know, I always appreciated this kind of boot screen. A lot of Debian-based distributions tend to have a very fancy-looking splash screen to boot up. But I never really was a big fan of those. I like it when the boot screen is a little more verbose like this. That's part of the reason why I tend to use a lot of Debian distributions nowadays, because they just look very good. And this, as far as I can tell, looks like the XFCE desktop environment. Even though this looks a lot more like a KDE style thing. I want to check something out first before we actually install it. And while we're at it, we're also going to do an xrender -s and hope that I can just do this. Yep. I mean, that screwed up my terminal a little bit, but that's fine. Do we have neofetch? Yes, we do. XFCE4. Yep. Just as I thought. That's awesome. I really like the XFCE desktop environment, and from what I understand, you can actually install any desktop environment that you could want. Online method lets you choose your desktop environment with vanilla theming. Internet connection is required. Offline method gives you an XFCE desktop with Endeavor OS theming. Oh! But does that also install the necessary utilities that you need to get a fully functional install? Because a lot of distributions, if you do not have your computer hooked up to the internet, you will miss out on a couple of features that your desktop environment will need. I'm just gonna go online for this, mostly because I also like to have the newest packages available at this time. It's just using the Calamares installer. Come on, guys! I mean, I get that Calamares is a very popular installer to use, but like, come on. Just use something a little different every once in a while. There's not a lot of options for English here. Let's just go for British English. That's the one that we've got. We're just gonna go through this. But there's very little desktop environments or Linux distributions nowadays that use their own installer. I actually remember the only one that sort of had a unique one was, I believe Linux Mint and Ubuntu have their own installers. Oh yeah, and also Fedora. But those are literally the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So anyway, the desktop environments, we can, we could choose for no desktop. So that will just install the bare necessities, I would imagine. So you get like a server-esque install, and you can just build your entire system on top of that. That's actually pretty cool that they give that option in the installer, and you don't need to worry about having to go through a bunch of different install screens in the website. I don't know what the frick I'm saying. Anyway, I do really like XFCE and KDE Plasma, but I would also be curious to see what their i3WM looks like, because I do really like tiling window managers, I'm gonna be honest. But the big problem that that I ran into with using i3, a lot of i3 configurations, at least from what I've seen, have very shit hotkeys, and I have no idea how to configure it. I know how to configure BSPWM and AwesomeWM to an extent, but that's about it. I do really want to use Mate again, because I really like the idea behind it. Budgie is also really cool. LXDE. Oh, that just looks like the out-of-the-box LXDE. It doesn't really look like anything particularly new with that. That's the thing with LXDE. LXDE is so outdated at this point. I mean, it's great that it's still getting recognition, but it's incredibly old at this point. Nobody really is expecting anyone to use this anymore. And that's because LXDE is not being updated anymore. Screw it. We're just gonna go LXDE for this one. Or XFCE, sorry, LXDE. What kind of stuff do we have? What does this come with? EndeavourOS theming, so we get all of these. I'm gonna guess that this is their EndeavourOS theme. That is, I'm kind of hoping this is going to look a little neater once I install the desktop, but we'll see. This comes with all of the XFCE 4 necessities. Let's see what else we've got. Language package for Firefox. All of our drivers are being installed on here. What kind of apps does this come with? Some theming. These are all package names, unfortunately. They don't really have any real names to them, which is a bit of a shame. It does come with Yay, which is an AUR helper. Thanks, Celestia, for that. Installing AUR helper in regular Arch can be a bit of a pain in the butt. That is one thing that I do like about a lot of these desktop environments, a lot of these Arch-based distributions. They do install the thing from the get-go. We're just gonna call this Koen Arch, because I do still consider this to be Arch with a really fancy desktop environment installed on it. There's not an awful lot more to it than that. Let's check out the logs. See how it goes. That is one cool thing about the Calamares installer, that you can at the very least... I mean, there's also a lot of distributions that don't have this, but you, with some you can actually see what it's doing. And I think that's cool. Makes me wish a lot more distributions would do that, actually. You know, it's funny. I was actually checking out some other distributions the other day, because I am curious about a bunch of distributions that I could potentially look at, and one of the ones that I really wanted to check out during a live stream, excuse me, is a little distribution called Peppermint OS. This is based on vanilla Debian. What's cool about this is that it is extremely lightweight. Like, it's not as light as LXDE or LXQT as far as I know. How's the stream chat going, by the way? Oh shit, I missed a bunch of messages because I cannot read them on my OBS thing here. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't realize. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Sorry that I couldn't read your messages there, guys. Oh, good lord. I need to fix up my my OBS garbage. Because this is seriously not great. The fact that I'm missing out on messages in this is pretty awful. I'm really sorry. But yeah, this is essentially what Peppermint OS looks like. It's running on XFCE, which is, I mean, it's a lightweight desktop environment. It's not quite as lightweight as LXQT, which you can literally run on a potato or something. This, I doubt you could run on a potato, but it does come pretty darn close, and it's all due to how light this desktop environment is. I wasn't able to get it to work in a virtual machine though. I tried to install it in a virtual machine, but for whatever reason it just would not work whatsoever for me, so I couldn't get it. Yeah, I do absolutely despise how long it's taking to do this, actually. Maybe I should have just stuck with installing this without a desktop environment, honestly. But by that point, again, you would be much better off just using regular Arch. And that's the thing. That's the main gripe that I have with these sorts of desktops. I actually kind of want to see what other stuff we have installed on here. What is this? Just a website. ARM image installer. So you can just dump an image for EndeavourOS ARM on a flash drive. That's cool. There's community editions. Alright. Display resolution. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what kind of stuff this comes with. Appearance, color profiles, archive manager, file manager. This one I'm always curious about. I'm always curious as to what file manager it uses. This is just using Thunar. Figured as much. It's XFCE after all, so it's going to come with XFCE stuff. And Thunar is the default file explorer for XFCE 4. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to come with all that much crazy stuff. What terminal is this actually? Just the XFCE 4 terminal with a lot of customizations done to it. I do not like that font though. What is that font in the terminal? Source Code Pro 10. Okay. A lot of the right-click things are still in there. Yeah, needless to say, I am not a fan of this already. Installing this is also taking forever, by the way. Let me tell you, it normally does not take this long. Maybe it's taking this long because I'm because I'm streaming this, or maybe something is wrong with my computer. Let me check something real quick, actually. By the way, I am not going to encourage anyone to drink any sort of energy drinks. This stuff is probably the worst that you could possibly drink. I'm drinking Monster Energy, and even though here's the funny thing. It's time for some story time, right? So, I absolutely love Monster Energy, but I love to shit on Monster Energy because this is the most unhealthy stuff you could possibly drink. Anything to do with any sort of energy drink is the least good for you that you could possibly have. It doesn't matter what energy drink you're going to have. I know that there's also some sugar-free options, and every one of them is even less healthy than the other. It's not recommended. And Virtual DJ is taking up almost a full gigabyte. I mean, obviously, so is OBS, and Firefox is taking a shit ton of RAM, actually. Holy crap. Okay, I don't really want this to take up unnecessary amounts of RAM, so I'm probably just gonna close some stuff if I want to continue this stream. Let's just close out of Virtual DJ for the time being and just switch back to something that I've used in the past, which is trusty old Windows Media Player Legacy. Yes, that's what it's called nowadays. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't even take 30 megs. You know, it's bad when Media Player Classic is much lighter to run than Virtual DJ. Turn that down a little bit. Something like that. Alright. Still not great, though. Okay, I want to take better care of my situation over here. I'm just gonna close down some tabs. I do still need to install or download this song. I've been meaning to download this song for a while, actually, but I for some reason I just never got around to it. That cleared up almost a full gig of RAM. Granted, it's not quite as bad as if I was to run, say, Brave browser, but it's still not great. It's absolutely not great. Alright. Installing 172 packages. I call bullshit on that. I'm gonna guess that Endeavour OS with XFCE installed is going to come with at least 1,500 packages. It's not just going to be little under 180 packages. It's going to be so much more. Because I know how many packages XFCE actually comes with. I think, if I recall correctly, XFCE 4 alone comes with like 1,100 packages. Maybe a little less than that, but it's still a lot. Alright. But yeah, again, do not drink this. You would be better off just drinking regular water. I should actually still have some water over here. Yep. Still have a lot of water left from when I went to school a couple of hours ago. So we're just gonna drink this for the rest of the stream. So that I won't be killing myself over some Monster Energy. Oh boy. Let's see. A little fun fact for those who are interested in how some of my streaming goes, or in YouTube stuff in general, actually, because this This also kind of concerns some of the videos that I'm making. A lot of these songs that I have on my playlist, a fair few of these are actually somewhat protected by copyright. And the reason why I use, like, Gardens of the Woods, for example, that one was made by Bruneville, who is working with a publisher who copyright claims every video and every live stream that uses that music. And the reason why is because there have been way too many instances where Bruneville's music just got stolen from him. So he was just like, okay, we're just gonna work with a publisher to copyright claim every video and every live stream that uses our music without our license, because you do need to pay a license to use their music. I don't have a license for it. Honestly, I don't have a license for it, and I'm probably not going to get a license for it, because I honestly am not bothered by the fact that a lot of my live streams and a lot of my videos are being copyright claimed. Because, for one thing, I do not make a single cent on any of these live streams. Because, for one thing, I do not meet the requirements that YouTube has to even get that far. Let's actually check YouTube Studio for a moment. Howdy, Alan. How's it going? But yeah. Anyway, if you want to monetize your YouTube channel at all, you need like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours a year. PhoenixStarYT doesn't even come close to that number. As much as I would love to, as much as I would love that to actually be a thing, as much as I would love to have 1,000 subscribers on here, which, by the way, no, I am not going to try too hard to reach that point as fast as I can, because it would just severely affect my channel in ways that I would not be happy with in the slightest. But yeah. There you go. My videos cannot be monetized, so why would I even want to bother just looking way too hard for YouTube music that I can actually use without getting copyright claimed? I'm just not gonna worry about it. I almost had a car accident. Holy crap, man. Are you okay? Like, that is rough. That's a very rough situation to be in. I hope you, didn't get injured at all. That would be really bad. Good lord. Oh, this is a light DM. I can immediately tell from that beautiful theme that it's got going on. It's the same light DM theme that Linux Mint uses. Here we go. This is the desktop experience. Alright. Yeah, we're just not gonna use the GUI for that stuff. What I want to do, real quick... Settings Manager? Window Manager tweaks. What? This is just using XFCE4, right? This is just a regular... Oh, I see. Okay. I always thought that XFCE just came with its own settings panel for that, but okay. Fix up that resolution. There we go. And I would also like to change the appearance. Arc Dark. There we go. Oh, there's also a Dueda. Not sure if I like that. Every single install of XFCE uses some form of a Dueda in there. Which... fine, I guess. What themes do we have? I hate that cursor theme. Why? good lord. Okay. Let's just check some of this stuff out. Because I'm legitimately curious what we've got here. So this is just a application launcher. Can I change the look of this? Using Whisker. Tree? Okay. I actually prefer this. This is giving me some Linux Mint vibes. I'm probably just gonna stick with that. Let's stick to this. Let's see. Is there anything that I can do about this wallpaper? Because I do really like this wallpaper. It's a pretty good one, but I would also like to use something else. I could potentially just use Variety for it, which I do prefer for my wallpapers. I think Variety is amazing. Desktop. Are you kidding me? This is all the wallpapers. This is the only wallpaper in here. Okay. That only means one thing. I gotta do a git clone. And we're just gonna clone my own wallpaper pack. Which I got in Koen Arch BSPWM. I could also try to get a proper .git project for my wallpapers. Just because this is kind of a pain in the ass to git clone an entire repository for Arch Linux. This is just a repository that I created specifically for installing a BSPWM project from Christitus Tech. That I absolutely love using, mind you, but this is also where my wallpaper pack lives, and I kind of want to get a different thing for that. There it is. This icon pack is also kind of Linux Mint-esque. Why is this desktop environment so incredibly Linux Mint-esque? I don't get it. There have also been a lot of people who really like this desktop environment for some reason. Like, I've seen a lot of praise for EndeavourOS, and while I can see why someone would like this, because this is incredibly minimal, it uses less than 800 packages. Wow. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It doesn't really have a whole lot on it, but like, that's the whole crazy thing about this entire desktop. Like, why would someone want to use a desktop environment like this, a distribution like this, if it doesn't come with much of anything at all? Maybe because this is another one of those distributions geared towards those people who want an easy way to get into Arch Linux without having to actually go into the vanilla installer and install the entire desktop environment from the command line. But again, there are other options out there that actually come with a lot more programs installed on it, and that actually gives you all of the tools necessary to start with an Arch desktop without having to go into the terminal and install a bunch of crap on top of it, having absolutely no idea how any of that stuff works. Or better yet, you can also just install Debian, which makes the entire process even easier. Because frankly, I personally always found Debian to be the better option overall. Which is funny to say to me, actually, nowadays, because I used to, actually, I still don't fully like Debian as much as I do Arch Linux. Debian has a lot of things going on in there, which I really do not like. I really had to force myself to actually try to use Debian on my laptop, because I've been using Debian on my laptop lately, which I've been really liking, but at the same time I just kind of wish I had other better options. And I also kind of wish that Debian wouldn't be such a pain in the butt to actually get working on my laptop, because it was seriously not fun to get Debian to work on my laptop. If you don't have a good at least that's what I've experienced. If you do not have a proper Ethernet connection for the Debian install, you are in for a horrible ride. Not to mention a couple of hoops that you have to go through in order to actually install some crap inside of that desktop environment. Actually, let's also install... I'm gonna guess that it uses Pacman for its packages. Yep. Oh, dear lord. That is... Huh. That's actually a lot cleaner than I remember it being. It's been a while since I last used anything Arch, so... that is probably the cleanest Pacman that I've ever seen. Maybe it's because they've been updating Pacman a little bit in the last little while since the last time that I used it, so... Hey, that's great. Thanks a lot for updating that thing, because... it was horrible when I was using it. Let's see what kind of stuff I got. Variety is over here. That looks like I would expect it to look. Yeah, we just got backgrounds over there. Let's select add folders, and that is using Nautilus. That's one thing with Arch, or with Linux in general. For some bizarre reason, a lot of applications would just come with a different file explorer, and a lot of them use Nautilus for the default, even though you don't have Nautilus installed on your system. So it's going to look a little wonky. I'm just gonna add my wallpaper pack to this, and from here I can just hit this. I don't think that this is in my my own wallpaper pack. Let's actually... this is something nuts. I am going to turn off this. And let's see what happens. That's more like it. And now we actually need to get to the most important part of any Arch install. For Linux install in general. We need to do a yay-syu to update the system, because there might be some packages that need... Oh, that might explain why it took a while for it to install the system, because it had to install all of that crap from the internet, because I was using a net install. Thanks a bundle for that, EndeavourOS. You actually did something right there. I'm actually I actually really appreciate it when any Linux distribution just has a net install option like this, because it just makes the whole experience so much better. Because if you are going to use a net install for your distribution, what it will do is it is going to grab the latest version of every package you're going to install from the web. So, the reason why that's important is because you want this to be as up-to-date as possible. I've seen a lot of Linux distributions, particularly Debian, a lot of Debian-based ones that do not have their system up to date at all. So let me just show you an example of that. Let's shut this down, and let me show you. Let's see, which one can I use for an example? Probably this. Let's just use my Ubuntu setup. This is something that I set up for a video that I'm gonna bring out soon. So this is a little bit of a spoiler. Oh, good lord! Oh, good lord! There's something that I need to show real quick. Because this is freaking insane. I was just taking a peek outside. And, yeah. I don't know if you can see this, but it's probably really tough to see on camera because my webcam is trash. But it is raining outside, and it's raining incredibly hard today. I mean, it's been raining for a while here in the Netherlands, actually. It tends to get quite stormy out here. So, whenever it rains, it rains incredibly hard over here. So, yeah, that was just one example of that. It's not exactly the best location in the world. If you really want to have a lot of sunshine in during vacation, for example, I don't know if the Netherlands is a good place for you, because when it rains out here, it rains incredibly hard. But yeah, let me show you something about this. This is not a clean install, mind you. So this might not be the best example in the world, but I still think that it would be interesting to show this. If the desktop environment would even load. Yeah, there we go. This is Ubuntu Unity, and this is something that I'm going to make a video on very soon. So expect this, expect to see this in a future episode on the PhoenixStarYT channel. But yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. And here's a little thing that you'll notice. It's going to grab, it's going to fetch a couple of repositories here. 16 in total. And it's showing up 14 packages. And then it's going to do this. Yeah, this is definitely not the best example in the world to show this type of thing. Maybe I should have thought that through a little better. So, why do I need to put in my password to shut down my computer? That's just a Debian system being a Debian system, I guess. But, let's just show this one then. This is my Debian setup. I've been messing around with a couple of Debian related things recently. So, we're going to check that out in a bit, once this is booted up. And you'll notice a rather drastic change, or maybe not, because I think I updated this not that long ago. So, you probably will not see that big of a difference from Ubuntu Unity or Debian. What was I actually about to show? Oh yeah, I was showing what it would look like if you were to install something like Linux Mint or Manjaro, for example. Both of which are just a static distribution. They are not net installs. They are just simply install ISOs that install a bunch of packages that are built inside of the ISO, and that's about it, really. Alright. By the way, here's a little fun fact about this desktop environment. I've been messing around a little bit with some BSPWM stuff. And this is one of the things that I've been working with. It is far from being done, obviously, because I still need to theme out a lot of stuff, like my terminal here. But this is kind of where we're at right now with my own custom BSPWM setup. I really want to set this up at some point, because I absolutely love this BSPWM setup, and I would love to make it look a lot better, actually. Oh, I just noticed something about this. I'm still using Debian Bookworm. I should probably update that in a bit, because that is not supposed to happen. Let's cd into /etc/apt. Sudo nano sources.list. Yep, that is still using Bookworm. We're going to change that real quick into SID. And now, once we do sudo apt update, that should show like at least 100 packages. Because I do have a fair few packages installed on here. Yeah, 293 packages. And if you were to install Linux Mint or, say, Manjaro on your system, because they are not net installs, you will get a similar result to this, where you would have to update well over 290 packages, or maybe even more, depending on how old a lot of the packages are on that system. And that's a bit of a problem. And it's what I personally really do not like about a lot of distributions like this. Endeavour OS at the very least has a net install, so that's a good thing. So you don't have to worry about having to install or having to update all of your packages out of the box. But it's still a good thing. It would still be a good thing to do an update of your system just to be super safe. Because having a lot of old packages on your system is never a good idea. Now what the heck is this? Change display manager. What? Why does it... Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Why does it have 4 different display managers that you can pick from? What is the purpose of that? Oh god. It did not change the wallpaper on startup. Let's fix that. Hey, it's my beautiful boy. Oh, the resolution looks kind of horrendous in this though. Why is that? Hang on. Where are you, boy? It takes a while for this to load the previews. There you are. What is your resolution in this? Image. Huh. Maybe it's because of the display renderer or something, or maybe this distribution just kind of messes it up. Hey, Mikwi, welcome. Great to see you here. So, there's a couple of things that I would really like to do in here, because I really do not like this setup. I want to test out some, I want to do some BSPWM in here, and since I already got Koen Arch in here, oh good lord, that font color. That blue on that background does not look good. Why does it look like that? That is awful. Oh well, what the hell do I know? CD Koen Arch BSPWM. Oh, I forgot that I had 2 scripts on this. Okay, yeah, fine. Screw it. Just gonna test this out. Hope it works. Oh, this is going to install my AUR helper. It's going to install Paru, which I'm not sure if I want to keep Paru on this. Because it's already using... I've already got Yay on this. So I don't think it's necessary to even have Paru on here. Let's just... You know what, let's just get rid of Paru in this for the time being. We don't really need to have Paru. So we're just gonna get rid of it all. And relaunch that script. The legend is live. We've been live for a little under an hour now. Also, I wouldn't really call myself a legend. I appreciate that compliment, though. How you doing, Zach? I hope you're having a great day. I know I sure am. I actually am doing really good today. I've been doing really good in general in the last couple of weeks. The only minor thing today is that I haven't really gotten that much sleep. So I had to drink a can of Monster Energy a moment ago to keep going during this live stream, because I really did want this live stream to go on for a couple of hours. Oh, this is... Oh shit, this is also installing KDE Plasma. Ah! I think I know why. Because I was using this script with my BSPWM, and for some bizarre reason there were some dependencies that were missing when I was using the script. So my BSPWM theme would look all wonky, it would not look right. It just so happens that the KDE Plasma is using some dependencies that I really needed to make it work, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just decided, you know what, we're just gonna dump the entire KDE Plasma desktop on here and see what happens. I don't think it's that big of a deal to install it on here anyway, because there are not that many packages on the system. Like, if we're going to look again at this NeoFetch. Yeah, there's really not that many packages on here. I suspect we are going to have little over 1,000 packages once this is done, which is not much at all. Pretty good. I'm working on my next upload on Friday on Ed's World, and I'm experimenting with rotoscoping in After Effects. Ooh. Tell me a little bit more about that rotoscoping, because I'm very curious about that. I have not used After Effects much at all in recent years. I experimented a little bit with it in like 2017, 2018, I think, a long time ago. And I was mostly just making really silly intros with it, with some pre-built assets, and every single one of them looks horrendous. Like, they just have splashing colors all over the place, because I thought that looks cool. There's no real reason behind that at all. So yeah. I get a feeling that this is going to be very weird if this is all done installing. What is all of this? Oh, that is installing Nautilus for the File Explorer, I think. I've been thinking of getting rid of Nautilus altogether in this. And just replacing it with Thunar. We already have Thunar installed on this, so I might as well. Also, Nautilus has been having some problems with the theming in BSPWM, from what I've seen. We're not gonna do that. Cloning Nordic. It's not that complicated, although it's really time-consuming. Yeah, I could imagine. I've seen a lot of stuff in After Effects. I always have a lot of respect for people who work with After Effects. The editors for some creators are freaking amazing. Like, I've seen a lot of videos of The Right Opinion, and his edits are some of the best I've seen on all of YouTube. I have a lot of respect for the editors that he works with. They are amazing. Hey, Yoshi Chuck! How's your day? My day is going pretty good, besides me being a bit tired from not having too much sleep at all. So, I pretty much just had, I think, like less than 4 hours of sleep last night, which is not good. Most of it was completely my fault, by the way. It was just me being an idiot last night, playing way too much. I got awesome Window Manager in this? Huh. But yeah, I've been getting way ahead of myself and been playing a lot of Burnout Revenge and Burnout 3 Takedown in the last little while, and I've been getting a little bit addicted to it. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a thing that's been going on. That looks about right. Hey, Wishy! Welcome to the stream, my man, my bud, my friend. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty decent. Besides being a little bit tired, but hey, that's life. Life is tiresome sometimes. Life is life. Yeah, I need to fix up this resolution real quick. Alright. So there's a couple problems with this particular setup that I got going on. BSPWM is incredibly challenging to fix the resolution of. This is going to revert back to that 800 by 600 resolution, no matter how much I tried to fix it in this. I would have to hard code a bash script in the .profile file, if that even exists in here. Doesn't look like it even exists, so that's not going to work. And because that doesn't exist, I would have to find a better way to fix it in here, which is a bit of a problem. It's super cold here in Canada. It's getting pretty cold over here in the Netherlands too. I'm a little tired myself, but it's so good to see you. Are you setting up your computer again? Yes and no. I'm just kind of experimenting with a different desktop environment today with Endeavour OS, which is based on Arch Linux. And so far, I cannot say I'm very impressed with it. So I'm just trying to think of ways to make this experience a little more interesting. Because Endeavour OS in and of itself is not exactly the most interesting desktop environment in my honest opinion. Because a lot of it is just Arch Linux with a fancy desktop environment on top of it. So I'm trying to make the experience a little better. I can't say I'm very impressed with what I did inside of BSPWM. I don't remember what I did with Awesome. Oh, it's pretty much just the default. Ah, that's a shame. This is, yeah. I mean, let's see. Can I actually? I do have Alex appearance in this, so let's just change this around while I can. Arc Dark. I also got Breeze Dark. I do kind of like this. I really like Breeze Dark. I think this is awesome. I wish you good luck. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is just the default theme for Awesome Window Manager. I do really like this setup. Like, it's extremely minimalist, and I think that's what makes me really want to use this instead of BSPWM on Arch. Even if it is just Endeavour OS. But that's the thing. With a desktop environment like this, because I got a bunch of crap running on top of this, I would probably make use of this. I would probably just install Endeavour OS without a desktop environment and just install this over the top of it. Just because this makes it all so much better. Also, I just really like Awesome WM in general. I don't use this often because it is kind of a pain in the butt to set up. Let me show you something about Awesome that makes it a pain in the butt. So there's this right here. This is the config file for Awesome Window Manager. It's all Lua based. And I don't know if you know anything about Lua, you know how much of a pain in the butt it is to configure something in Lua. I absolutely despise how you have to have to know all of this. It does set a pretty good base, honestly. It gives a very good, like the out-of-the-box experience in this is actually pretty darn good, and I can show you guys in my Debian install actually. This is pretty much a throwaway desktop anyway, so let's just give this a shot and see what this is like. I'll probably end up changing the title of this stream soon, by the way, because this isn't really experimenting with Endeavour OS anymore. This is more or less just experimenting with Linux in general. You know what? I might as well just change the title of this while this is starting up. Sorry to leave so soon, but I have school to go. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Take care and stay awesome. Thanks, dude. Have a good day in school. I'm just gonna change the title of the stream real quick. Because at this point, the stream is more or less just me screwing around with random Linux stuff in general. It's not really... There isn't really much of a structure going on anymore. So let's just doing random things in Linux. Actually, let's just call it testing random things in Linux. There we go. So there's that. Let's check up on that Debian install. Because this is where things start to get interesting. If you're going to use Debian, this is actually a very good way to test out some things. Just run Debian in a virtual machine and you'll be golden. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to run a terminal in this, and we're gonna do sudo apt install awesome. Okay. That literally installs like 13 packages. That's absolutely nothing compared to a lot of the packages that you get to install on something else. But yeah, what I'm about to show you, this is pretty much the Debian experience out of the box. So let's do bspc quit. There we go. And we get awesome in here. And there we go. This is awesome out of the box. As you can see, it doesn't really have a whole lot of crap on top of it. It has a fairly basic terminal based on console, apparently. Oh, this is just picking up the default terminal from the desktop environment that I already have installed. I'm guessing that that's also what all of this other crap is that that I have going on in here. So by default, if you already have a desktop environment installed on this, this is pretty much what you can expect. A very basic kitty install terminal in here. Let's just do this. And you get a bunch of hotkeys that you can doodle along. Some of these hotkeys you still would have to assign properly, because as you can tell, this is a little bit of a pain. I hate how Shift Super Q is quit awesome. What do you actually use to exit? Oh, that's that awful command. It's Super Shift C. Ah! I hate this. But yeah, that's this is pretty much the awesome desktop experience out of the box. It's not particularly crazy. And it's relatively easy to figure this stuff out if you really had a mind to it. It does require a little bit of tinkering just to get something that you would actually be happy with. Especially because some of this tiling does not look like it's working as intended, but it is a pretty good way to start off with a proper desktop environment. But yeah. Actually, let's not... I don't really feel like using Endeavor anymore. I've pretty much seen everything that I wanted to see in there. What I would like to do, though, because I know that the Unity desktop environment has made kind of a return in recent years. If you don't know what that is, it's basically that Ubuntu thing that I loaded up a moment ago. So while this is booting, let me just show you guys what I mean. You see, there was this desktop environment back in the day that used to be called Unity. And this is pretty much what that desktop looked like. It was a really gorgeous desktop with a dock to the side, a really good looking application launcher over there. And you know, just a generally really good looking desktop experience that everybody freaking loved back in the day. And then the Ubuntu team decided that it wasn't worth it anymore, and they just decided, you know what, we're not gonna do this anymore. We're gonna get rid of it, and we're gonna replace it with just your standard GNOME desktop. And it was awful. So many people hated that thing. And so did I, actually. I really did not like it. Okay, so what I want to try to do is I want to go into Firefox in this, and I want to see if I can install the Unity desktop environment on Debian. Install Unity desktop on Debian. And actually, let's just push it to Workspace 1 over there. And we're just gonna go to the very first website that I have on here. Wait, really? Is that seriously all that I need to do? Okay, wait on. Hang on. Install the Unity desktop in Linux Mint 17. That's an old version of Unity, though. It's a tutorial from 2016, so that makes sense. You guys, you do not need to make a tutorial about that. There actually already is a Unity spin of Ubuntu available on the official website, I think. Yeah, we're just gonna run that command in here and see what happens. Doesn't look like that works. Figured as much. That desktop, though, oh, I love that. Is that all that I need to do? For real? It's not in there. So I guess that's an Ubuntu only package. I'm guessing it doesn't work on Debian. Yeah. Download and install Unity on Debian Linux. Let's see. How does one install this? Official install. No, I do not want to have the official installer of Ubuntu. Come on, man. Wait up. Is that a thing that I would want to run? This came out in like 2015. When the Unity desktop was still widely used. Let's see. Will you still have your sanity? Oh, it is going to be... It's going to be incredibly challenging, I think, to install Unity on Debian. That's a shame, because I really like that desktop environment. Ah. Good lord. LXDE. I do really like LXDE though. LXDE is probably the closest thing that I could possibly get to. No, that's not true. LXDE is something completely different from the Unity desktop. Yeah, I am going to conclude that the Unity desktop is... It's clear that you can probably install it on Debian somehow. The problem is it's not going to be easy. So I am probably not going to go through that. I could potentially do it and see how it works out, but yeah, we're not going to do that with this. We're just going to shut this down. And that Endeavour OS. You know what? I'm not going to bother with it anymore. I am done with Endeavour OS. Endeavour OS was a... I severely lack in understanding. I'm trying to think of a reason why Endeavour OS is so popular, because a lot of Arch users swear by it. But I just cannot see it. Like, maybe it's just me, but to me, it just is so bland. It's exactly as I was expecting it to be honest. It's just Arch with a fancy desktop environment on top of it. I mean, maybe it is popular because it makes getting into Arch Linux easier, because you can install it with a GUI and whatnot. I still think that there's better options out there. Like, Arch Linux GUI is amazing because it's just vanilla Arch Linux with a couple of customizations done to the desktop environments, and you can install it in not that much time. Let me actually show you. I think I have an ISO of Arch GUI in here somewhere. Yeah, I actually have it for GNOME and Plasma and XFCE. Let's use XFCE for this, because it's going to be similar to Endeavour OS in a way. Arch GUI. Browse. I don't know if I want to install it. Actually, I kind of do want to install it. Oh, EOS is still in there. Good lord. We're gonna call this arch. Yeah, sure. Let's dump it in there. 40 gigs. And we're gonna give it like 4 gigabytes of RAM again. Let's see how this goes. It's the vanilla Arch Linux boot screen. Come on, me brah. Give me all you got. I would actually like to put on a different song for the moment. Let's use something else. I am still very happy with this playlist. It's not the same as the one that I've got on Virtual DJ, obviously, but it's still a very good soundtrack that I got going on here. Alright. Adwaita mouse cursor. That's probably my least favorite part about this entire thing. It uses a circular icon pack, so a lot of the icons are very beautifully designed. Really good looking application launcher right here. This reminds me a lot of Windows 2000, or maybe even Windows XP. Nah, Windows 2000 is probably better approach. So it comes with all of this stuff. The exact same settings panel. Let's change up the resolution real quick. Not much of a fan of the Adwaita cursor, but, you know, doesn't matter. I am quite curious about the theme that it's using. Oh, the panel is small, by the way. But that's fine. Doesn't matter. Let's do a NeoFetch. And it uses the exact same theme as frickin' it uses the exact same theme as Endeavour OS was, just with a couple of minor differences. The differences are very minor, and it's just regular Arch. It's none of that Endeavour bullshit. It's running a little... It's not running quite as light, though, from what I can see, but that's probably because XFCE is not the lightest desktop environment in the world. It is pretty lightweight. If you really want to use this on an older laptop, you can definitely do it, but I don't think it's going to be quite as light as a lot of people would hope. And unlike Endeavour OS, by the way, this actually comes with a crap ton of wallpapers. Look at all these. Some of these are Arch own. Some of these are XFCE's wallpapers, and it depends. It's different for each desktop environment that you're going to install on here. And some of these, I reckon, have been grabbed from like Unsplash or something like that. They look a little blurry though in this. Maybe it's because of my window manager. Maybe it's because of my virtual machine not handling the resolutions very well. Let's see. Where are these wallpapers located? This is just the Thunar. Again. I'm going to guess it's somewhere around here somewhere. Share? Yeah, backgrounds. Let's check out some of these images here. Let's see, which one do I have set on my wallpaper right now? Ohio, something. Oh, that explains why they are a little low quality, because they are relatively low in terms of resolution. Yeah, that's not quite what you would want for wallpapers. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, because at the end of the day I would still end up using my own wallpapers anyway. But that is a bit of a shame. I would have liked for this to, at the very least, use a little higher quality wallpapers. Because otherwise they would just be photos. But like I said, it doesn't really matter, because I typically, if I'm going to use... Typically, if I'm going to use anything Arch or any Linux desktop at all, I would just end up installing Variety and just get different desktop environments. Get more wallpapers that way, so I can have a bunch of really cool wallpapers from there. Because Variety already comes with a lot of, already brings up a lot of very good-looking wallpapers. If you just want to use a random wallpaper every time you boot up your system, Variety is a very good option. Where's actually the install? I have not seen the installer yet in this. Is it under this? No. Ah! It's a little hidden. But it's there. And it uses the Calamares installer, much like EndeavourOS does. But like... Yeah, I still would have liked this to be a little bit different. But I can also understand why a lot of desktop environments or a lot of distribution maintainers use the Calamares installer, because it's probably the easiest installer that someone could possibly get into if they ever wanted to use a different... if they ever wanted to install Linux the easy way. This is probably the best way to do it. And especially with Arch Linux GUI, with a lot of stuff. Arch Linux GUI is already a pretty easy desktop environment to install, because you get a proper live CD mode and you would not have to worry about having to go into the command line, like I said. Because, fun fact, if you wanted to install regular Arch Linux, it would look something like this. Maybe not entirely something like that, but it would look more or less like this. So you would have to run the installer by doing a sudo pacman-s, and then you would have to install like a neofetch or whatever through the command line, and having to do all that for a new user especially is a pain in the butt. So this makes that whole process a lot easier for newcomers. And actually, how many packages does this come with? Like 877. That's not a lot of packages. EndeavourOS comes with fewer packages. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a question of what do you prefer? I personally prefer vanilla Arch Linux, because for one thing, this actually comes with a lot more stuff that most people will care about, like the Office suite. And this is a very important part of a lot of Linux desktops. EndeavourOS doesn't come with that. So you would have to find a way to actually install this yourself. Now, this is not something that I would personally use. If I was to install Arch Linux, I would probably just go with only Office, because it's a little bit better. It has a bit of a better style to it, in my opinion, and it feels a lot more like my favorite Office suite, Microsoft Office. But it's still a pretty decent one. And this also comes with a lot of the same tools as Endeavour OS. So there's that. I mean, look, I do not mean to trash Endeavour OS at all for just being a Linux distribution based on Arch. It's a good desktop environment. It's a good distribution if you are just getting into this kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, I just find myself thinking, I wish I wouldn't have to use this. I do want to get rid of those VMs. So we're just gonna hop into here. I'm going to get rid of EOS. And also this Arch folder. Yes. And they're gone. Or at least they should be. Yeah, that does indicate that they're gone for good. Now what else could I possibly be doing in this? Actually, let me show you something. This is something fun that I've experimented with that I experimented with a little bit in the past. Chaos. I can definitely just get rid of a bunch of these ISOs that I never use anymore. Where is it? Should be in here somewhere. Ah. Void Linux. I would be very interested in trying that out sometime. Because Void Linux is a very fascinating desktop environment. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm sure I can get it to work and have some fun with it. Actually, yeah. I think I'm gonna experiment with it in a bit. First, I gotta go take a little bit of a pee break, but I'll be back in a bit, and after that I'm going to install Void Linux, and we'll have some fun with it. I literally just now noticed that my microphone was not turned on there. But hey, now it is, so we can get into this. Now, I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go, because it's been a while since I've used Void. I don't even know if, oh, this... I got a feeling this is a very out-of-date, distro. Or at the very least, a very out-of-date, ISO. I don't know if this is a net install or not, but... I guess there's only one way to... Oh, crap. This is going to be one hell of an awful experience. I know, for sure. It's not going to be good. Oh, ho, hang on a sec. How much RAM does it run on? 2? Absolutely not. You want there to be 4 at least. Alright. There's actually a fair few people, from what I understand by the way, there's a fair few people who have been using this on really old computers. Which I always found to be interesting. Oh, shit. To start the installation... do I just need to... That did not work. Okay. Oh, I can just... Oh, there we go. Okay. So we just type in void installer. Okay, that's a little... That is pretty easy to figure out. If you have never used Void Linux before, it's literally... it literally says it right there what it's going to be doing. Oh, hang on. Hang on. No. System keyboard. I'm just using a QWERTY keyboard, so I probably should... Oh, good lord. Yeah, let's just say US. I think that's about good. Set up the network. It's this. Yes. Network is working properly. Wonderful. Oh. Packages from the ISO image. I don't know what this is going to come with. Does this come with the desktop environment? Because if it does, then I'm happy. Because I don't know how this is going to work if I was to install this from the network. Let's just install this from the local and see what happens. Hostname is going to be Koen Void. Locale. I want this to be Europe. Oh, Dutch the Netherlands. Time zone is Europe, Amsterdam. Now this is the crazy part about Void. It actually requires you to put in a root password. I'm just gonna do my own password. User account is going to be Koen. Okay. Membership is going to be root. Doesn't really matter. I don't know what any of this means. Bootloader. Yes. Partition. Let's do CF disk. DOS, I guess. Oh shit, I need to configure this manually. How does this work again? I need to look this up. Because I literally have no idea how to do this. CF disk void Linux. I need to know this. A complete step-by-step guide. Thank God. All I really need to know is this. Partition. That did not bring me to the partition part of it. Oh well, that's fine. We can just continue all of this. Setting up the bootloader. And then... yeah, partition the disk. The wizard will then ask which tool you would like to partition the disk. Yeah, we're going to use CF disk for this, so this is actually perfect. You can either set it up, set up an MBR or GPT partition table. In this guide, we will use GPT. So I selected the wrong thing. I'm just gonna put this over here, so that I can actually read this while I'm working on it. We're gonna quit out of that. Partition. CF disk. We're gonna use GPT for it then. Okay. Okay, free space. We're gonna do 1 gig. And then I need to do type. And I need to do this EFI system. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then I need to do the rest of the free space. Selecting new. And this partition has to be 4 gigs, according to this tutorial. I would get back to chat in a moment, but and finally, I need to create the root partition. So that will go there, I guess. What kind of things did I actually do? Okay, so we've got swap and we've got root. I'm going to guess I need to... yeah, Linux swap. Or do I not have to do that? Yeah, let's just do it anyway, just to be safe. You never know. We're gonna type yeah. Did not write partition table to disk. Oh. The partition table has been altered. Yeah, that's correct, because I changed it. Okay, maybe I should just leave it at this. Right. Partition table has been altered. I don't know. I followed these this exact tutorial step by step. I have no idea if what I did was even remotely correct. But we'll find out soon, I guess. The first file system we have is the dev VDA1. So I'm going to guess that it must be this one. And that is going to be FAT32. Mount point is going to be /boot/EFI. Yes. And then FDA2 or VDA2, which in my case is actually something completely different. And this has to be a Linux swap. Yes. And then this has got to be ext4, because this is going to be all of the files that we're going to need, and this needs to be root. And we're gonna say yes to that. Okay. So we're done. Is there anything else that I need to do? No, that's it. Beautiful. We're gonna say install. And hope I didn't mess anything up. Oh, that is installing a lot of crap, but that is probably for the file system and whatnot. Oh, good lord. I love how this is actually giving you a good idea of how a Linux system is actually installed. Because this is actually showing how much garbage there actually is in a Linux system. Well, not garbage, but how much stuff there actually is in a Linux system. A lot of it you probably will never access, because a lot of this is being stored in the root partition. Or in the root folder, I should say. And most of the stuff that you're probably going to access is in the home folder. Which is the folder that you should probably never get out of. If you want to alter certain configurations in your Linux system, the home folder is where you want to go. The root folder, a lot of stuff can go wrong if you're going to run stuff as root. It dumped me straight to a terminal. Do I have to redo everything all over again? Wait. Ah. Well, that is still intact. Use a graphical terminal for the bootloader. No. Does it really matter? Manage bootloader otherwise. I have a feeling that this might be a tad broken. Maybe this doesn't work. Which is silly, because it should work, right? Or maybe this is just so incredibly old at this point that it just doesn't know what to do with itself. I got no freaking clue, man. Applying installer settings. And then it just fails. Wait a sec. yeah. I got a feeling that that part of the installer might just be broken. Alright. Alright, let's just do a network then. And, let's try to do it this way. Oh, that's a lot more verbose. I love this. This is actually what I would want to see. This is what I love to see in every distribution that I ever installed. It's when it's all verbose, when you get a clear understanding of what is actually going on in your system while it's installing. I absolutely adore this. This is really good. Now, one problem that I'm probably going to have when using Void Linux, because that's something that I experienced a while ago when I was initially trying this out, is installing packages is going to be a nightmare. Because, well, maybe it's not going to be a nightmare per se, but it's not going to be a very easy experience. And the reason why it's not going to be an easy experience is because Void Linux, for whatever reason, doesn't let you install packages the easy way. You would have to install packages as root, but you actually have to be in a root account in order to install much of anything. Here, I can show you a perfect example of that, actually. I have a server that I actually do not want to show the IP address for. So I'm just gonna remote into that real quick. Let's see, can I show this? Yes, I can. Wonderful. So, this is what I'm running. This is a little VPS that I'm running a little Minecraft server in, as a matter of fact. And it's running really slow right now because for whatever reason, an external desktop does not really like running on this, or at least this Linux distribution doesn't really like running on an external desktop. It might be running a little bit faster if I wouldn't be running it like this, because this is just Windows' own external desktop program. Doesn't really make use of anything else other than that. Alright. So, we have Void Linux installed. It installed 126 packages. And now it's getting all of this stuff ready. So this is, I'm going to guess that this is setting up the base system to actually be used. Failed to install grub. You know what? Screw it. Let's just reset. Let's restart this. And let's see what happens when I try to boot. Probably nothing, because it doesn't have grub installed. Absolutely nothing is happening. I mean, maybe it takes a little while because in virtual machines, Linux for some reason tends to take a long time to actually install or to boot, but it normally, when it's all verbose like this, it normally shows a bunch of text flying on screen. Maybe my my image is just too old for this. Maybe I should just grab a newer image. They have one for the base and XFCE. I kind of like the base because that's more server based, but yeah, this is just not going to work. We can get Void Linux to work at another date. There's more than enough time to do that, actually. So we'll probably get around that later. Now, is there one more thing that I would like to test out in this? You know what? Let's try and run Peppermint OS again. I tried it once a while ago, but it didn't really work well for me. I at the very least just want to show it. And I know for a fact that it is Debian based, so we're just gonna Peppermint Debian. Because that's essentially what it is. It's Debian with the Peppermint customizations running on top of it. So we're just gonna... Oh, oops. Wrong button. There we go. 40 gigs, why not? And I think we can actually run this on 2 gigabytes of RAM. But let's just give it 4, just in case. Because the thing with a lot of these desktop environments is you never know how much RAM you're actually going to need unless you find out the hard way that you are actually using too little RAM for your system. I actually had that happen once to me with a desktop environment in Garuda Linux. Garuda Linux is a stupidly heavy desktop to use. Even some of its lighter desktop environments like XFCE with BSPWM installed. Wait, what? Huh. That was weird. For a second there I thought I was going to boot into a console TTY, but that's not what's happening at all. Yeah, we're just gonna close out of that. Install Peppermint. Yeah, this is clearly the XFCE desktop right here. And because Peppermint has to be Peppermint, it also uses the Calamares installer. Which I'm okay with, but again, I would have preferred something a little more original. Okay, now this is cool. What you can do is you can install pretty much all of the packages that you desire in this. So I actually kind of like to have a bunch of these installed. GNOME software? I mean, I would expect this to come with something else. Like, I would expect this to come with Synaptic Package Manager, which I don't know why it doesn't come with that, but alright. We do want to have driver modules installed. Resource monitors. We do want to have HTOP in this, So we're definitely going to install that. We don't really need to have all of this stuff. Again, this is a bunch of package names. This isn't exactly... It doesn't give all that much of a clear idea of what all of these programs actually are. They do give minor descriptions over here, but nobody in their right mind is ever going to read all of this stuff. Neither am I, to be frank. I do not need to have any of these graphics studio applications. It's great that they actually give you the option to install any of this stuff. Like, to be honest, I really like that they have all of this included. Instead of the distribution just assuming that you have a bunch of stuff installed on it from the get-go. I'm probably not going to install that. I do really like to have all of this. Developer's choice. Screw it. Let's just install the stuff that I already have selected in here. I do also really like to have a bunch of audio players, video players, whatever. But we're not going to worry about that for now. They actually also have video editors. That's cool. They actually expect people to use this as a productivity distribution. I cannot imagine why anyone would want to use that, but, you know, it's an option. And if you really want to have that option, there you go. Peppermint OS, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably what you would want to use. Alright, let's go with the installation. Now let's poke around a little bit around the actual OS, because I want to see what kind of stuff this has. First of all, this terminal. I think this is just regular old XFCE terminal. Yep, it is. It uses a little under 1,600 packages. That's a lot more packages than I was expecting. But then again, it probably comes pre-installed with all of that crap that we just read through. I reckon if this is done installing, it will probably be a lot lighter than this. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. It uses monospace for the font. That is a horrible resolution. Oh god. And it has its own theme in here, which is pretty much, I think, the default theme of XFCE, and then some. It also uses a little customized theme of the Adwaita theme, which I'm pretty sure it does come with its own little themes once it's done installing. Because I cannot imagine this being the default look for it. I do want to look around this for a moment. Is this Nemo? Guys, can somebody tell me why this is using Nemo for its file explorer? You're using XFCE, right? Why don't you just have Thunar in here? It does have Thunar in here, which makes sense because it's the default file explorer for XFCE. And Thunar, I mean, in my book, Thunar is perfectly fine for what I need, and it's perfectly fine for what most people will probably need. Oh well, what do I know? This log is not exactly useful. It doesn't show much of anything as to what exactly is going on throughout this installation process. I'm going to guess that log is a little bit broken. doesn't really work very well. But let's poke around on their website a little bit more. Because that is a pretty fascinating thing. Actually, no. Let's just look at some images. So that's probably what it's going to look like once it's done installing. Interesting. I remember it having a little more of a custom look to it. Or at least the window manager theme. Maybe it'll have those themes installed in here. Let's check some of this stuff out then. Settings. It comes with a render and some appearance settings. I also saw, I think it was Alex appearance in here somewhere. Never mind, I did not see Alex appearance. I thought I noticed, I thought I saw that somewhere around here. Must have been in here, right? Let's see, window manager tweaks. Not very useful to me. I'm going to guess that this is another one of those desktop environments that are just not going to impress me at all. I'm glad that this exists, though. Also, it has Synaptic Package Manager. This is going to be quite interesting to talk about. I actually have a video coming up on Ubuntu Unity. And I'm just going to show this here. I'm going to spoil everything that... Oh! Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that before, but this is pretty much what it looks like. It's a huge list of all of the package names that are available in the repos for Peppermint OS, which, by the way, are different for each distribution that you're using, but that's a totally different story. We're not gonna go into that today. But essentially what it means is that you would really have to know what packages you want to install, what the different packages are named that you want to install on here. Because if you do not know what the packages are called, you will not be able to use this at all. It is just going to leave a very bad taste in your mouth. I actually remember looking over some of this stuff and trying to install some programs. Like, I wanted to install a Game Boy emulator, and I ended up installing this, and I have no idea what it was. I know now because I obviously installed it once. I could actually install it on here after the installation is done. But it's a bit of a pain in the butt to figure out the hard way what each package is. And a lot of the package names that are in Synaptic Package Manager, most people are not going to know what they are. So basically, you might as well just do this. It doesn't, it's the exact same experience. Installation is done. Whoopee! Let's restart. Let's see what the desktop experience is like. I like this boot screen. Excuse me. My throat's getting a little bit dry from talking so loudly in this live stream. I'm not used to doing this anymore. It's been way too long. Okay, I am going to guess that this is just LightsDM. Let's boot into here. Oh god, that resolution. Oh, okay. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that resolution. And we're gonna do it right now. Let's go settings, display. 1080p is not an option in this. You're based on Debian. Are you for real? Oh well. We need to do some things in here. First of all, cd/et/apt. Do we have sources.list? We do. And this is where things start to get interesting. It's grabbing packages from Bullseye. I want that to be SID. Oh. I need to do this. I want this to be SID because SID is going to give us much newer packages. As you'll see in a moment, we're just going to do a sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. What this is going to do is it's going to give us much newer packages. I should probably also update the other ones. Because right now it's just going to grab... oh god lord. Well, I hope you're ready for an update party. This will get a lot of packages. I'm just gonna let this run, and I will leave for a moment, and you guys get to see this entire process take place. And I will be back in a moment. We're back in business, and, oh, wait, what? Hang on. That cannot be right, can it? Actually, it can be right, because maybe there are some things that are not working right here. It wouldn't be a Linux stream without some stuff going horribly wrong. Let's do a sudo apt -- fix missing. Maybe I can just oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably in sources.list D. So we're going to hop into there for a moment. What is that package name? Multimedia. Yeah. We're just gonna do rm multimedia.list. Yes. Permission denied. Screw you. Okay. That was a wonderful way to do it. Sometimes I wish this kind of stuff was not necessary, but it's Linux. What do you want from this? This is the experience that you're going to get if you're ever going to use Linux. You are going to have to go through a couple of hoops here and there just to get stuff to work. That's the sad reality of this. Sometimes it just kind of really makes you wish that this experience would be a little easier than this. Although, to be real, to be fair, this is also kind of what makes the Linux experience the Linux experience. It's not meant to be easy per se. It's not designed to be user-friendly. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that Linux is really geared towards more advanced users. Really makes it a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. At least to me. It's taking a while for this to update, though. Oh, it looks like I do have Wine installed. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I actually wanted to install Wine on this. So that would make a lot of sense. Samba. Huh. We got some server utilities in here. Which also makes a lot of sense. Linux is a very popular thing. If you want to use a server, Linux is a very good way to do it. I've actually been running a Minecraft server on a Linux system myself. I've been using Debian to run a Minecraft server, and it's really been very good for what I needed. It's definitely not the best way to do it, though. If you want to get into using Debian, or if you want to get into running a Minecraft server, you would probably be better off just using one from a host that has their own console and whatnot. If you're going to get into using a VPS and running a Minecraft server that way, it can be done. It's just going to be a bit of a pain in the butt to actually get it set up if you have zero experience with Linux whatsoever, and if you don't know how to do it properly. So, yeah, that's just a little something to be aware of. Oh. DevSTA, I guess. You chose not to install... Wait, what? Oh! Actually, I have to select one of those partitions. Alright. And that should hopefully have done it. And also, I'm going to guess that part of the reason why my resolution is all jacked up is because of the fact that this desktop was, or this distro was so out of date. Because Debian Bullseye has a lot of old packages in there, which I do not like. That's the one thing about Debian that's always been pushing me away from it. That the fact that it uses so many old packages in Bullseye, it makes what could be a very good Linux distribution really tough for me to really get into, because you are missing out on so many great things because the packages in there are so old. It really makes me grateful that a lot of the packages that it really makes me grateful that Debian SID is actually a thing, because SID makes it so much easier for Linux users like me to install the system and use it with very little to no problems. Alright. Let's see if I can actually change my resolution properly now. There's also a render in here. Why? There's also a very good display panel over here. Maybe a render gives us better resolution options. Nah, it doesn't. Oh well. Let's see what kind of stuff we are working with. Still well over 1,600 packages. That's a lot of packages. Oh, that's tough. I can't say I'm particularly thrilled by that. Oh well. This is a very lightweight distro, though. This is running on less than 500 megabytes. Holy crap! That's that is amazing. That is actually amazing. I'm impressed. Proving that XFCE is actually a very good desktop environment if you want to use it on like a potato or something. I am still very confused, though, as to why this has a very weird mixture of all kinds of different things that are running on this. Like, this is the Nemo file explorer, but it also has Thunar? For whatever reason? Like, check this out. And okay. Peppermint OS is kind of confused, I think. Also, I do not like this this terminal. It does the job fine if you really want to get into a terminal and whatnot. It does the job. But it's not my favorite. There is one more one thing that I always like to check. The wallpapers. There's only 4. Aw, come on, man. At least these are very good wallpapers, though. Oh my goodness. That is freaking amazing. I love these wallpapers with like the woods in them. That's pretty cool. But much like with all of these, I just like to use variety for my wallpapers. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, I still run into these problems. Following packages have unmet dependencies. Yeah. That's an issue. Oh well. Not much that can be done about that. But, yeah. There's also Gpart in this. What is this? An SSB manager. Huh. No idea what that does, but I'm sure it works wonders. No office suite, because that's what I picked. I didn't want to install a an office suite out of the box. Vim, we've got an icon browser. There's not even any web browser in here, which is also a very intentional decision from my part. Oh, good lord. This is missing a lot of packages. Oh my goodness, there are so many things I'm not gonna be able to install on this. Oh man. It's because of the multimedia thing that I needed. But that is a broken thing though. I am not going to be able to install that in here. Let's just try this with Synaptic then. Let's see if that works. Look for Firefox. Thank you. We're just going to install this. That comes with a question mark. Or an exclamation point at least. What's that going to do? Yeah, it does not know what to do. I need to fix all of the broken packages first. Sudo apt fix broken. Maybe I just need to do it like that. Let me just do this. Sudo apt help. Auto remove, full upgrade. Satisfy. Okay. Maybe I can do this then? Nope. Let's do an auto remove. Let's see what that does. And now, let's see if that did it. It did not. Yeah, unable to correct problems. You have held broken packages. Okay. We can fix this. Fix broken packages. Debian. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Debian 10.11. I'm going to guess that this also works in Debian SID. Ah! sudo apt -- fix broken update. Maybe do updates -- fix broken. That does not work. If this does not work, -F as shown below. -F. Yeah, I am not a fan of that at all. Fix missing. Maybe I should just... auto clean. Let's just do something crazy. I've done this before. Oh. Oh, that does not work. That really does not work. Oh! I think I know what's wrong. From what I can see from here, lib C. Oh no! These are actually necessary to install packages at all on your system. Ah! Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. This system is officially borked. Like, there is nothing that I can do anymore with this. Because there are crucial packages missing that I need to actually make it work. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay. Is there anything else that I could potentially... PonyOS. That would be fun for a little joke stream. I do kind of want to use something else before I end this. Or not. Nah, you know what? I'd say this is about enough for the time being. This was a really interesting experience. It's not been my most successful stream in the world, but hey, we at the very least got to do a lot of crazy experiments today, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know for a fact I sure enjoyed it. My voice doesn't really enjoy this anymore because it is feeling it's not doing so well. So I'm going to give my throat a little bit of a rest. I should probably also have a quick cup of tea after this. And yeah, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next live stream. And as always, stay passionate.